Keep its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
And good morning to you, Kathy and Dan Davis. Welcome, welcome. Cardi B, her jury reached a verdict in a $24 million civil assault trial. Again, I never thought I would say Cardi B, the most interesting thing to happen to LawTube. Cardi B has emerged triumphant in Los Angeles after being found not liable for an assault and battery in a civil case against her. Now, on Tuesday, a unanimous jury decided against requiring the WAP rapper to pay any damages in the $24 million case brought by a former security guard. Now, according to TMZ, the mom of three, who was accused of spitting on and using racial slurs against Amani Ellis in 2018, the alleged incident, plans to countersue following the verdict. Now, Cardi B, 32, denied a physical altercation during testimony last week, citing her pregnant condition and Ellis's size. She counterclaimed that she and Ellis verbally sparred after the security guard violated her privacy by recording her during a doctor's visit while she was pregnant with her first child, Culture. In a dramatic claim, Ellis alleged that the rapper had injured her cheek after striking her with a fingernail. Though the doctor at the rapper's Beverly Hills OBGYN office testified they did not witness her striking the guard. Ellis first brought the lawsuit against Cardi B in 2020. A rep for the Bodak Yellow hitmaker did not immediately return Page Six's request for comment. Again, Culture with a K, JKD Buck. Earlier in the day, Cardi B lashed out by throwing a marker at paparazzi who questioned her about pregnancy rumors allegedly circulated by her estranged husband Offset as she exited the Los Angeles courtroom. After hurling a marker which she snatched from a fan with an outstretched arm, the rapper reprimanded the photographer for showing disrespect. "Do you see a woman asking these types of questions to me?" she asked in part, wagging her finger at the paparazzo. "Why do you feel as a man you can ask me these type of questions?" "Well, because you're dressed up like you're a circus character, ma'am. I mean, look, I dress up as a stick. I have outfits that I know are going to draw attention. So if I dress up like a Berber couch, I mean, I would expect to get asked ridiculous questions." That being said, she probably spent more on this ridiculous outfit right here than I have spent on ridiculous Sailor Moon stuff. So there you go. Cardi B is lecturing people about manners. If that's not a sign of the end times and irony, I don't know where Alanis Morissette is. Well, is The Rock okay? Blink twice if you are in a hostage video and your wife made you wear that shirt that looks like pajamas and a button down all together. A shrunken, deflated Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is nearly unrecognizable in latest Red Picture, pictures. Is that Al Roker? Al Roker is alive, so don't be alarmed if you see the NBC weatherman trending on social media. Roker is being compared to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in words I never expected to type after a shrunken and deflated version of the former WWE champion hit the red carpet for Miu Miu's Women's Tales event last week in Venice. Now, Johnson, 53, appeared to have followed in the footsteps of fellow pro wrestling veteran Batista and shed some of his extra muscle, presumably to maintain a healthier lifestyle. This is hilarious. Y'all hear me out? The Rock could play Al Roker in a biopic. Oh my gosh, they do look very similar, and I never thought it before, but now I'm never going to unsee it. Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, look, things that I wouldn't see here but would be perfectly normal in Florida makes sense. I guess everyone's a whole lot confused. I'm not, he's still an attractive man. I'm a little confused by the shirt, but I wouldn't say no to either. If I were in a different life and we were both single, either version would work for Mo. I Dave Batista though confused me. Like, cause I can under like The Rock doesn't confuse me, but this Batista photo, what? He looks like my Aunt Janet with a beard. And I don't have an Aunt Janet, but if I did have an Aunt Janet, that's what she would wear. So I have more questions about Batista than I do about, you know, The Rock at this point. Now, Johnson has been making the media rounds in the recent weeks to promote his new Smashing Machine movie, which received a 15-minute standing ovation when it premiered overseas, leaving The Rock in tears. So it is expected to hit theaters over here in the US on October the 3rd, 2025. He also is filming San Andreas 2 and Fast 10 2. Okay, San Andreas 2, the funniest laugh my boobs off line I have ever heard in a movie that was supposed to be a serious, like uplifting line was at the end of San Andreas when The Rock and his wife and the daughter stand there above the destruction that is all of California and they're like, we're gonna rebuild. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. This is the dumbest thing. They have to make a second one. And they are. So it is like my life is complete. It's like Hollywood knew the absolute cringelarity I needed, and they are providing me with San Andreas too, because sure. Well, she was naked and other stuff when she was arrested, as you are this is an LA centric kind of final form Jesus, which may be, picking fish in a barrel, but Cops arrested a naked woman after a 4-hour standoff in Los Angeles with a dog in her car. Oh God, please don't be doing anything degen with the dog. Cops arrested a naked woman after a brief chase and a 4-hour standoff in the streets of West Hollywood Tuesday morning. Now, police pursued the alleged birthday suit bandit after locals reported an assault involving a screaming nude woman and the LAPD. The woman, whom police did not identify, took off in a Ford Bronco. A Ford Bronco, you say? That's it. We must find this is what we are watching on Friday with Shizzy. This is I am making an executive decision. So I am going to mark that because I need to send this to Shizzy so we can have that for Friday. For Friday. Look at me being all forward planning and stuff. I'm so proud of me. I only, recorded an entire musing where I didn't have my mic on. Now, police allegedly pursued the birthday suit bandit after locals reported her, well, nude. Now, the police quickly surrounded the Bronco, but the woman refused to get out for almost 4 hours and at one point hurled a hammer out of the car window. Yeah, because, I mean, who wouldn't? Now, mental health experts were deployed to the scene and officers laid down spike strips to keep her from driving off. Eventually, she climbed out of the window of the Bronco, still nude. The officers wrapped her in a white sheet and took her into custody without further incident, the LAPD said. As you do. An officer at the scene said that the woman had decided to surrender to cops when they've threatened to bombard the car with tear gas. The standoff came less than 2 weeks after another high-profile naked romp in North LA. Lil Nas X was spotted wandering the street in tighty-whities and allegedly attacked police officers. I mean, there you go. Why not? Just drive nude. Look, I don't know what to make of this story, but here, y'all. Conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hansel had dressed viral photos of them holding a newborn baby. I have only 983 questions. All of them would probably come out really, really interesting. Baby makes three. Conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hansel shared a TikTok on Saturday about the recent viral photos of them holding a newborn baby. Now, the video featured pictures of the 35-year olds carrying a child in a stroller set to the 1993 Dr. Dre song Nothing But a G Thing. In the caption, the twins wrote "blessed," followed by hashtags for their names as well as sisterhood and respect, but the video only left fans more perplexed. "I have so many questions," one fan said in a comments section, as they're seen, holding this baby. "I still don't know what to say," another one wrote. "Oh my God, we need more information here." Now, Brittany and Abby, the latter of whom is married to Josh Bowling, were first photographed with the newborn baby on August 14th. The TMZ photo showed the sisters pulling a car seat into their vehicle and while parking in Adin Hills, Minnesota. Since then, the fifth grade teachers have been seen with the baby multiple times, including at a stop at McDonald's before heading into work on August the 30th. Now, 3 days earlier, the Sun had published photos of the sisters showing off a newborn to friends at the Minnesota school where they worked. Now, the twins and Abby's husband have yet to confirm whose child this is. Abby and Brittany are dicephalitic. Look, they're conjoined twins with two heads. Basically, their bodies did not separate fully beyond the heads. Now, Brittany has control of the left arm and leg, while Abby helms the right arm and leg. The pair each has their own head, but share a torso, organs, and one bloodstream. Now, they did have a show on TLC in the summer of 2012 that only lasted one season. However, they have maintained a sporadic presence on social media. Now, Abby married Bowling, a United States Army veteran, at Jerome Event Center in Delano, Minnesota, in 2021, though the wedding wasn't made public until Tate.com obtained public records confirming the nuptials in March 2024. Abby reportedly did not list her twin as a witness to the marriage. Abby and Bowling both listed her other sister, Morgan, and a person named Cosmo as witnesses. The twins shared photos from the wedding 2 months later to their TikTok account where they have 30. Okay, none of this explains if they had a baby or not. And I really don't want to dig into their Instagram because, I mean, as much as I have questions, they should be allowed to have major life milestones, to themselves and answer all of our ridiculous questions whenever they're ready. So that being said, if they had a baby, congratulations. If they don't want to share it, if it's, a baby they're fostering or whatever the thing is, when y'all are ready, we will all be there to congratulate you, but we might have some questions. So if you'll bear with us, most 98% of us just hope that everything is okay with you. We just don't really understand how any of this works, and I do mean any of this. That being said, I don't really care all that much. I hope that the baby's fine if it is their baby, but they should be allowed to, reveal that when they're ready. I do understand the hypocrisy of spending 5 minutes, covering this story when I just said they should be allowed to do that. Look, personal morals and breaking news. Look, I never said I wasn't a hypocrite about things all the time. An English traveler snatched a 4-year-old from his mother at a Miami airport, wrapped his legs around the child in a bizarre scene because God told, her to do. So she stole a baby from his mother and wrapped her legs around him because God told her to. Not actually the strangest thing that's happened in Miami airport lately. An English woman allegedly snatched a crying 4-year-old boy from his mother's arms at the Miami airport, refusing to let him go because God told her to do it, according to reports and the authorities. Alvina Omsari Abaga, 23, approached a mother at a checkpoint at Miami International Airport on Tuesday morning and asked her if she could soothe her crying 4-year-old, according to Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office report obtained by Fox News Digital. Now, reportedly, Alvina picked up the child, stepped out of line, and walked away from the mother. The panicked mother then followed, Alvina, demanding her child back, but Alvina allegedly replied, "No, this is now my child." She then wrapped her arms and legs around the boy to prevent him from escaping her and pushed the mother away. At one point, the mother of the child, grabbed the child's arm while she was still holding his leg, and the two were trying to wrestle each other over this boy. A hero witness, later identified as Naylette Montoya, then grabbed the child out of Avelina's hand while she continued to yell at her to give her child back. Now, Alvina fled the scene and was eventually arrested at an airport checkout point after employees called 911. She told the police after her arrest that she remembered the mother coming back to get the child, but did not remember what happened after that, and only took the child because God had told her. Now, Alvina told deputies she remembered a wall with a rainbow on it and wanted to sue the child with an image. She is being charged with interference of custody and 2 counts of battery. Now, Alvina hails from Luton, England, according to the Miami Herald, and she's currently being held in the Turner Guilfoyle Night Correctional Center. So, yeah, watch your children. And in a story I don't really care about, but in the Justin Bell